we, we've had to paw the ground a little bit, being the little bull. And, we admittedly, and I think it was the right thing to do, and I'll always say it was the right thing to do. We had, New Oil was getting 2% tax rate on gross production tax. And now, we all got that. We drill a vertical well, we get a 2% rate. But we're bleeding teachers. I mean, we are bleeding teachers, and we're worse than the bottom. They're leaving in 1,000 or 2,000 a year, So our group was the one that started out, and think about that, an oil and gas group saying raise that tax, restore it back to 7%. Anybody in this room paying less than 7%? I doubt it, and even if when we drill a new well, it's extended out of the life of the well. We get those reserves, takes us 50 years to get them, sometimes more. When they drill a horizontal well and frack it, they get 80% of the oil in place in that first 3 years where it's 2%. After 3 years, it goes back to 7. They get it in that first 3 years. So it's a different ballgame, totally different ballgame. And most of our members don't think that's fair, and I get that. I can also see why the big guys are spend millions of dollars trying to beat that. And what we did was we instigated an initiative petition, take it to the vote of the people, let them decide. And they didn't want that. But as the legislation came down, compromises started. The big oil companies never agreed to a compromise. The one that passed was a 5%, restored it from 2 to 5. We said that's fine with us. That's what legislation's about, it's compromise. That will pay the teachers what we wanted to pay them. In fact, it paid them better than what our deal would have paid them. And so we dropped the initiative petition. But then they did a curious thing. Everybody, you gotta have a 3/4 majority to pass a tax in Oklahoma. It's a good deal. It's hard to pass a tax in Oklahoma. They have 3/4 majority. You can imagine how hard that is to get with a Republican legislature. And it should be hard. And it is hard. Well, they got it. And they had to walk the gangplank. Things had to really be bad for them to 75% of the House and the Senate vote for a tax increase of any kind. They did it. Are they ever going to do that again? Would you punish somebody for something that they're never going to do again? I promise you, State Question 640 that passed that limitation was, I think, 30 years ago. This is the first time they've ever gotten to that threshold. They're never going to do that again. With all the weeping and gnashing of teeth that caused, they're not going to do that again. But it gave us a great opportunity because, their narrative at the Capitol was we're a bunch of outliers. We're not anybody. And, what I like to say is that we're a new group.